It's time for the Gary King Story of Happiness.
The Little Sign of Happiness. How do friends help their town remember to smile again? By Gary King, author of The Happiness Experiment. For all the little hearts who share kindness, laughter, and light, you are the reason the world shines brighter. In the bright little city of St. Petersburg, something quiet and a little sad had begun to spread. The playground felt still. The swings barely moved. The ice cream shop had no music playing. Even the sunshine looked tired. Jason, Sara, and their tiny bunny, Whisper, noticed it first. "No one's smiling anymore," Sara whispered. Whisper nuzzled her hand, as if he felt the heaviness too. "You can notice when others need kindness." "I miss the old St. Petersburg," Jason sighed. "When people laughed and waved and acted like sunshine lived in their pockets." Whisper's ears drooped. He pressed his warm cheek against Jason's arm. Just then, Jason spotted something near the playground fence, an old wooden board, cracked and dusty. "Forgotten, but not useless. Maybe we can't fix everything," Jason said, "but maybe we can fix something." "What can we make?" Sara asked. Jason remembered something his papa always said: "Happiness grows when you share it." Whisper hopped in 3 fast circles, his special I agree dance, and a tiny spark of hope flickered in all 3 hearts. In Sara's backyard, they opened a small can of bright red paint, red like courage, red like love. The paint smelled sharp and new. The wood felt rough under their brushes. The afternoon sun warmed their shoulders. Together, they painted the board the brightest red they could. Then Jason painted one word in big white letters: Happiness. Whisper pressed a tiny paw into the wet paint and stamped a paw print beside it. "It's perfect," Sara said. "A small act can start something big." The next morning, they carried the sign up Sunny Hill, overlooking part of St. Petersburg. It was heavier than they expected. Jason's arms shook. Sara had to stop twice, but Whisper's soft fur brushing Jason's cheek kept them going. At the top, they planted the sign firmly in the warm earth. It stood bright and brave, a tiny flame of hope over the whole city. Now, Jason whispered, "We wait. Happiness grows when you share it." At first, nothing, happiness, but then a girl on her scooter slowed down, read the sign, and whispered the word to herself, and she smiled. The next day, the baker hummed again. The day after, the mailman whistled again. Whisper tried to whistle too, but only squeaked. Jason laughed. "It's working. Happiness grows when you share it." A week later, kids were already waiting at the top of Sunny Hill. "Can we help? Can we make signs too? My grandma smiled today because of yours." Soon, Sara's backyard overflowed with wooden boards, red paint, brushes, laughter, and Whisper's tiny paw prints on everything. Every sign read, "Happiness." As more signs appeared, the city began to change. People walked slower to breathe, to look, to feel. A tired mother hugged her child longer. Neighbors who never spoke shared a smile. The grumpy shopkeeper looked at the hill one morning and smiled for the first time in months. Whisper puffed his chest proudly. Happiness grows when you share it. But one windy afternoon, a storm swept across the city. The next morning, she ran to Sunny Hill and froze. Several signs had fallen. One lay snapped in half in the mud. Jason's chest tightened.
Maybe happiness breaks too easily.
Whisper pressed his warm head against Jason's leg. "No," Sara said.
Happiness doesn't break. It just needs help.
So they lifted the signs, wiped off mud, repainted the chipped edges, and fixed what they could. Then neighbors joined, then families. Even the grumpy shopkeeper arrived with a toolbox. Together, they rebuilt the hill stronger than before.
Happiness is stronger when we build it together.
From that day on, the people of St. Petersburg understood. Storms might come, clouds might hide the sun, hard days would still appear. But whenever someone felt lonely, or tired, or a little gray inside, they could look up at Sunny Hill and read one simple word, a word that felt like a warm hand in the heart. Happiness. Jason and Sara sat on the hill with whisper between them, watching the city glow. Happiness grows, Jason whispered, when you share it.
Happiness grows when you share it.
What this story teaches: notice when others need kindness. A small act can start something big. Kindness spreads slowly, then grows strong. Happiness is rebuilt when we help each other. And most of all, happiness begins with you.
Gary King is an international speaker, award-winning author, and lifelong teacher of happiness, kindness, and emotional wellness. His mission is to help children and families discover the simple, powerful habits that make life brighter, softer, and more connected. When Gary isn't writing, you'll find him laughing with children, sharing stories on stage, or spending quiet mornings dreaming up new ways to spread joy in the world. This book is dedicated to every child whose small act of kindness makes the world a much happier place. Scan the QR code to discover more happiness with Gary King, or visit www.thehappinessexperiment.com.